Yay. Copy stream link. And picked. Oh. Profile. Media. Yay. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't want to open the internet browser. I want to work on the page. One day I'll make a countdown for starting this thing. Oh, I need music. That's what I'm missing. Where is that song? There we go. Oh. Do. Squash. I'm doing pretty okay. Just chugging away at my different projects. Trying to decide what I'm gonna work on in or during my art camp in a week. It snuck up on me fast. Can't wait to be able to sit around and put them, because my job involves sitting. I can't wait to sit around and get some artwork done. Good evening and good morning or afternoon-ing. Not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that I was live streaming today, and then I checked the time and saw that it was like 7 minutes to 6, and I was like, oh crap, I need to stop what I'm doing and go stream something. I skipped Tuesday. Funny thing, I'm gonna get another opportunity to cat sit and work on artwork, because the day that I went to do my like check-in with my my professor, I was visiting my dad at his shop and my sister works there, so he was like, oh, by the way, your sister wants to ask you for something. I'm like, well, okay, what is it? Where she can't just like text or call me. So I went to her office and was checking with her, and she's like, hey, you wanted something? And she had her cat with her at the office. And he had the cone of shame. And so, she's telling me about how, like, her cat Larry, who I've shared a picture of in the Discord chat. Larry is a silver Bengal. He also has anxiety, and it's not the anxiety of like, oh, my cat's a little skittish. This cat anxietied himself into having a kitty heart attack, and had to go to the hospital, the animal hospital, and while he was staying there, because he was there for like, I think my sister said like 10 days, and so he had to stay in the hospital for observation and stuff because he had a heart attack. And while he was there, he stressed himself out so bad he gave himself a urinary blockage, and had to have surgery. And so he now has to be watched 24/7 for a bit because he might stress himself into another heart attack. And my sister and her roommate have plans on the 4th of July. Yeah, cardiac issues are not fun. So my sister and her roommate have plans that they've had since the beginning of the year, where they've had a reservation to go on a boating trip or something. And so she asked me if I would be able to watch Larry for a couple of days. And she was like, yeah, I'll stock the fridge with whatever you want, and I'll pay you. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to do just this exact thing. And it turns out that my schedule works out to where I can watch Larry. So I'm going to get like another 4-day break, like 2 weeks after my my little art camp thing that I'm doing. So I really have no excuse not to be productive for June and bits of July. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Also, Don is gonna be streaming, and my sister has all the streaming stuff, so I'm gonna ruin her search history by watching Dandadan season 2 episodes as they come out. Also decided to treat myself to, I'm stopping art camp for like, not a day, but like 2 hours on a day, because Dandadan's gonna be, playing the first 3 episodes in theaters, starting I think June 4th, June 5th, something like that. Oh, it's June 5th. Yeah, so June 5th, Dandadan's gonna be streaming at AMX or AMC theaters, and so I treated myself to a movie ticket. I have not been to the theater since, God, what was the last movie I saw? The last movie that I ever saw in theaters was Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And when did that come out? I could have swore that was like in 2020, 2019. 2019. So I haven't been to the theaters in like 5-6 years. 2019 was when our local theater had gotten like the big cushy reclining chairs, and I just remember thinking like, this is fancy. So I'm wondering what new fancy things have happened in the last 6 years as far as movies go. But yeah, my buddy Jess was telling me about how she went and saw the like first one. It was either like 2 or 3 episodes of Dandadan the first season in theaters, and I was like, I didn't know you could watch anime in theaters. And then I just happened to find out about it, and I was I appeared to have been the 3rd ticket sold. I've never been on the cutting edge of, or very rarely am I ever on the cutting edge of anything fun, so that, and I bought myself my early birthday gifts, because my birthday's in June. And here in the art house, we celebrate birthday months. So poor Tim has to deal with my birthday month in June, and then Lee's birthday month is in July. And so I bought myself and pre-ordered myself some Dandadan merch and a couple of volumes of Chainsaw Man to help fill in some holes in my collection. Thank you, thank you. I am, in fact, aging like most humans. Let's see, what else have we been doing? I bought myself a ticket. I bought Dandadan stuff. I think there's enough people here for me to go into the TentCon story that I alluded to earlier in the Discord. So TentCon 2014. I was but a wee baby artist, a whole 21 years old, I think. Something around there. No, that wasn't 2014. It would have been like 2012. Okay, basically, I was a teeny bopper artist. I'd only been doing this for like a year or 2 by this point, and I had heard all sorts of cool things about Fanime. And I went to Fanime for the first time in 2011, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. 2011, and then decided to try for an artist alley table the next year, and I got in. But what they didn't tell us until later was the convention center was being renovated, and so the artist alley was not in the convention center or any of the hotels proper. The artist alley was in a giant tent behind the convention center. And I'm gonna see if I can find a picture. San Jose Convention Center tent. There we go. Okay, so copy image. Okay, So this is the giant tent behind the convention center. So the convention center is right here. And then this is the giant tent. You can see doors here, so person for scale. So it's a big tent. And so I would also like to add, Fanime is Memorial Day weekend, which just so happens to be this weekend, which is how it got brought up because somebody was asking about it in the chat. So they had the vendor hall in the convention center, and they had the artist alley out back. So how it looked essentially was like the convention center was here, and then there was also like there was like 3 or 4 hotels. And then like this big busy intersection or whatever. So there's a hotel here, hotel here, hotel here, convention center, and then this big ass tent out back. And so to get to the tent, you would have to walk, because all of here was under construction. So you had to walk out the convention center, down the street, and then back around. You were essentially walking half a block to get to the front of this thing. And they didn't have any kind of a walkway or anything between there. So I think, okay, whatever. They assured us that there was going to be plenty of signage to let people know where the artist alley is. And Fanime is known for having a pretty decent artist alley. So I'm like, okay, then it should be fine. So as the convention weekend goes on, like first day, we're having trouble finding where Artist Alley check-in is, because we're not allowed to go into the Artist Alley tent until we check in. But check-in was supposed to be like we had to go to registration or something to pick up our badges, which was in one hotel. And then we had to, because I was also a panelist for that show, we had to go to a different hotel to pick up the ribbons for our panels. And so, there seems to be construction issues. So where was I? Oh yeah, so I'm kind of a weird case because I'm in the artist alley, but I'm also a panelist, and panelists are supposed to have their own special thing. So I'm walking around. Oh, so we also, San Jose, major city, like no parking. So we parked under an overpass about two blocks away from the tent. I have a van full of my art supplies and my table setup stuff, and low-key worried my car's gonna get broken into. Luckily, there was an attendant at the lot, so I would hope that they would stop something if somebody was gonna try any bullshit. So after about an hour of trying to get my badges, I basically get told, like, oh yeah, no, it was easy, you just had to go do this, this, and this. I'm like, that's not what I was being told by everybody else, because I was getting sent from location to location. Like, I had to have walked. I know I was bad trenching for like an hour, going to all the different places. Major BS. So, yeah, and parking fees. It was like, okay, so back then it was like $5 to park. I shudder to think what it is now. So I managed to get my badge, and then we start setting up. And my boyfriend at the time, he never liked being behind the table. So I would basically let him like wander off, do whatever he wants to do at the convention, occasionally taking over so I can do bathroom breaks. So he's walking around checking out the show, and eventually he comes back to my table and tells me, like, yeah, so people don't know there's an artist alley. And I'm like, say what? And he tells me that there's no signage at the main convention center showing where the artist alley is. There's nothing in the program book, which I finally got a program book, so I looked through it to confirm. Yeah, there was no signage. There was no artist alley map or anything. And he even talked to some staff members, and apparently some staff members were confused and did not know there was an artist alley this year. So that's not off to a great start. And then as the weekend goes on, like, we're getting, like, no traffic because people don't know there's an artist alley. And the people that do know, were either looking for very specific artists, or they just happened to stumble upon it and was like, oh, cool, there is an artist alley this year. So the convention was relying on the artists to promote the tent that we were all in. So also this tent was dirty, and at one point it rained and there were holes in it. So some people's tables, like, I got real lucky. Nothing bad happened with my table. I was placed, like, in the middle of the tent. So I did not have nearly as many issues, but I did hear about artists who, like, people who made plushies. They came back in the next day and there was black soot and dust and grime all over their plushies and stuff on their table. One artist was near did it rain? No, it wasn't rain. It was the air conditioning unit was dropping water, I believe, on another artist's table. And some artists lost, like, hundreds of dollars in merchandise because of the dust and the water dripping. And so another thing that had happened, because I was in a couple of artist alley groups where, fun fact, artists, we talk to each other, and the artist alley, like, artist alley itself, the community is pretty small and interconnected. Like, we talk, and we have our own little places where we talk about shows that were good or not good. And this was a not good show. And somebody had talked about how they had not had asthma in years. They have not had to use their inhaler in over, like, 15 years. This show, because of the dust problem, they had to start using an inhaler again, because the dust was so bad that it made their asthma flare up. So, on principle, I have not tried to do Fanime since then, because that was such a bad experience. Also, hotel for Fanime is redonkulous. Like, any of the main 3 hotels that you stay at, like, the last time that I tried to get a table, or last time I had a table there and everything, they did not have options for artists to get a table or get a room first. So a good convention, and a good convention being WonderCon, what WonderCon does for their artists is artists and vendors have their own special block for hotels that they open up to us before they open up to any of the public. So I really want to exhibit at WonderCon again. I missed that show. It was so good.
WonderCon's the best convention ever.
It is one of the best conventions ever. I would probably cry a little bit going there, because whenever I was exhibiting at WonderCon, I was exhibiting with my mom, and so I have very strong ties of WonderCon and doing that show with my mom. That's when my mom found out about furries. At her funeral, I had the pews laughing as I was telling them about WonderCon stories. So anyways, WonderCon gives us the opportunity to get hotels at the convention hotels for a marked down price. So, and usually it's a little better than the attendee price. But the important thing is they give us time to get those rooms before the attendees do. Because we're staying there, like most vendors are staying there all weekend. Sometimes a couple of days before, and sometimes a couple of days after. What I like to do is if it's going to be a 3-day show someplace, I like to get there a day before. That's usually referred to as day 0. So I like to get there for day 0 so I can get my table set up, and then I can just get checked in a hotel and everything, and I don't got to worry about any of the craziness that happens on the day of the convention. And then if I can swing it, I try to stay a day afterwards, because there is a certain amount of stress that happens when you are trying to pack up your hotel room and stow all of your hotel stuff under your table, and then you also have to pack up your table at the end of the day, and it's a lot of luggage, a lot of stuff to worry about. So I like to have the hotel room so I have some place to store my stuff, and also a place for me to crash after a long weekend of exhibiting, and I usually like to sleep in a little bit. So if I can swing it, I do that. There hasn't been too many multi-day shows that I've been doing, so I haven't really had the need to deal with the hotel for super long. Oh, and roommates if I can swing it, because convention hangout time in the hotel room is awesome and fun with the right people. I do have a couple of convention roommate stories that are just kind of like, oh, I don't room with these people anymore because it wasn't that great.
That sort of thing always makes me so nervous.
That's why I try to share, like, if I'm doing hotel stuff, it's got to be with people that I'm fairly okay with, or I have to have, like, usually if it's a vendor, I'm a little more okay with sharing a room with them on, like, the first or second time, because, like, we're gonna be on pretty much the same schedule. But the ones you gotta watch out for are the party animals, and if you're a vendor and you're staying with party animals, it's
We will bring the party to the room.
Yeah. Lee, Tim, and I, we've shared hotel rooms and stuff before.
You're a safe
It's fine. What?
You're a safe gamble.
I'm a pretty safe gamble. They're pretty safe gamble. Also, they know that if they did anything to piss me off during convention time, they still have to go home with me. Thing I learned that Lee and Tim are the party animals.
Yeah. Oh man, you don't want to see me busting a move out on the dance floor. I'll set the place on fire. Everybody knows I'm a party animal.
Yeah. You can call him Tim the Terror. Although PortCon Maine, I think, was the one convention where, like, we would actually kind of party in the hotel room. Because PortCon Maine is usually on the weekend of my birthday, and I was the convention artist. I am the convention artist for this year, but they're trying to find somebody else for next year, which they've also asked me that if they can't find anybody, am I cool to keep doing artwork for them? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, we're cool. You guys should totally invite me as a guest, though. Help comp my stuff so I can come out there, because I miss everybody. But anyways, so back to trashing Fanime. So Fanime did not do that. It was they opened the hotel block to the attendees and the artists at the same time, so we had to fight attendees for hotel rooms, and they sold out. And then the only rooms that were available, I'd like to remind you guys, this was back in 2012. The hotel room for a night was $500 at one of the hotels. And these are like 4-star hotels that they teamed up with. So I'm not made of that kind of money, and I had not been doing conventions long enough to make any type of money that would, like, allow me to stay in any of those hotels. So, I booked a Motel 6 2 miles away from the convention center, and my boyfriend and I walked. So we walked, we stayed for the convention was 4 days, so we walked 12 miles in a weekend. And yeah, it was, the Motel 6 also was disgusting. When we got into the hotel and everything, or the motel, it was hardly a hotel, it was a motel. Holiday Inn. So we got to the motel, and we get checked in, and when we get to our room, the first thing I always do is I check the bathroom and I check the sheets. And I checked the sheets, and when I lifted them up, I saw that there was this massive dirty footprint in the middle of the white linens. And so I called the front desk, and I was just like, hey, yeah, I was wondering, can we get these beds turned down? Because there's, like, massive footprints on the bed. Like, the sheet, somebody just stood on the bed. And so this guy comes up and doesn't change the bed. He hands me sheets and then leaves. Like, okay, I guess I'll make the bed myself. I'm not used to that with hotels. Usually they're like, oh, we'll fix it right away. And that was also one of the times where we were staying with people who, they were friends, but we're no longer friends because of stupid reasons. And, one of them was a, convention artist in the same circle as me. So we would do shows together, and we were doing panels together. This person had just had a baby and brought her baby and her partner to the show. And so partner had this issue where they if the TV was turned on, they would zone the fuck out. And my friend and I were trying to finish our slideshows for our panels that we were doing the next day, and their baby is running around, and I told them, like, hey, I only booked the room for 2 people, so you guys gotta be on the DL, because it costs like $20 per person to add them to the room. So it's just shh. They don't need to know you're here. But also, friend's partner kept going outside to smoke outside of our door, where there was a camera pointed right at the door. And so baby's running around, partner is glued to the TV, my boyfriend's sitting there on his computer and all that. And so the room starts to stink. And I make comments about, like, oh my god, what's that smell? Their baby had pooped her diaper. And so the friend and I were trying to do our work, and she was in the middle of typing out, like, her bio or something on my computer, and she kept asking her partner, like, hey, can you please change so-and-so's diaper? And partner would be like, yeah, I'll get to it. And then not move, just staring at the TV. And after friend asking like 3 times for dude to change their baby's diaper, I kind of snap on it. So I'm like, dude, can you please change your baby's diaper? It smells like a toilet in here. And dude had the audacity to tell me, if it's bothering you so much, you change it. I like to add, at the time, I was a not confrontational person, so I didn't say anything. It's kind of butthurt that I was told that, but Mel now would be like, that's your kid. You changed the fucking diaper, you... I'm not gonna go any further than that.
Do your job.
Do your job. Take care of your kid.
Yeah, your child needs you.
Yeah, so needless to say, didn't share hotel rooms with them. Wait, did I? No, damn it, I kept hanging out with those people. But yeah, we did. The coolest part of that show was the panels. At least one of them, I think we had standing room only, which was nice. But yeah, the entire weekend was just like, I think the entire weekend, I think I made like $300. So, like, I definitely did not make enough to do that show again, and I don't know, I might do better now, but I've never felt the need to take the risk to do that show again, because just, it was not worth it. That does need to be filled in. So yeah, that was TentCon, and why I don't go to Fanime anymore. Kind of, rubbed me the wrong way. Let me check the chat. Okay. Motel 6s, kind of, like, in America, they have a reputation for not being the best motels. They're usually, like, joked about being, like, the kind of motel that you would meet, escorts at, or do drug deals at, or whatever, in Minecraft. But, I was a young, creative and was thinking like, hey, maybe the hotel's not that bad. I haven't stayed at a Hotel 6 since then. Not from not wanting to, just usually there's better options available. But yeah, it's, Motel 6 is, oh, also, they're, like, really cheap. Usually, they're under $100 a night. It used to be, you could see signs saying, like, oh, $45 a night. I drove by one recently, and it was up to $75. I was like,
One of the jokes is that, you're a Motel 6. Oh, you can afford Super 8.
Yeah. And I've stayed at plenty of Super 8s. Super 8s are actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, for the price, it's decent.
It's the same with Red Roof Inn.
Stay in that too. But man, if I can swing it, Best Western. Love me staying at the Best Western.
Any one of their
Hilton's okay too. I like the DoubleTree. They give you cookies when you check in.
Yeah, there you're talking proper hotels.
Yeah. Well, at the PortCon Maine, their convention's in the DoubleTree. This is the last year it's going to be in the DoubleTree, from what I hear. I heard it's actually moving to a bigger hotel in Portland proper. Portland, Maine, not Portland, Oregon. But yeah, the DoubleTree, you check in, they give you cookies for the amount of people that are staying in the room. Did you fix the bathtub?
We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow. How upset you were.
Ah. Oh, so other story. This house, when we moved in, there's really only one bathroom that works as far as, like, bathing amenities are concerned. So 3 to 4 of us, because we have had, like, Jess came to stay with us for a couple weeks. So yeah, 3 adults using one shower, and it's a very tiny shower, so I should stress, not 3 adults at the same time. Like, there's no way. 2 people could not fit in that shower. Like, even if, like, we tried to stuff people in that shower's barely big enough for 1 person. And that's the only one that's been able to work. So, It sounds like Lee potentially might have just fixed the shower and bathtub in the other one, so I might get my own bathroom soon. Yay! Dang, I kind of just rolled through all my stories. Can't remember if I was supposed to tell any others.
Trying to think of a story for you.
I've been playing with my new markers, doing tiny illustrations, and either I am really out of practice with markers, which valid, could totally be a thing, or these markers just really juicy, because they bleed a lot. Oh, reptile enclosures. I finished painting them, and we applied the wallpaper that I got for them, so now they're solid black, because no matter how much concrete dye I put into the paint, it would not get any darker than just dark gray, and I wanted black, because most of my furniture is black. But those are currently sitting in my room, and that is what I was working on when I realized, like, oh yeah, it's time to do some streaming. And I managed to do some test wiring, and I did not light myself on fire or the house, so I call that a success. So now I get to finish installing the electrical. Oh, and Tim, at some point I want to change out the sockets in my room. Preferably in the next couple of days, because they're all two-pronged, and pretty much everything that I use is three-pronged.
Cool.
So yeah, either help or just permission to.
You have permission. I'm available for assistance because I am hopefully going to finish this tonight. I'll have some flexibility tomorrow.
Well, also, I was hoping for, like, just somebody to be there to hold my hand, since you and Lee have already done this.
I'm not going to hold your hand. What if you get electrocuted? I do not want to go up. I will watch from a safe distance.
Just watch from a safe distance.
I have complete confidence in you. I'm just going to stand over here
Yeah.
and let you do your thing. 911 on speed dial.
Okay, so changing out the sockets is not actually that difficult. It's you just gotta be safe. And since that's one thing that I am is overcautious, so it's not that difficult. Like Lee's parents and her changed out all the sockets in the kitchen a couple weekends ago, so I've helped change sockets before when I was younger. It's been a very long time. But yeah, we collectively know a little bit of electrical work. At least enough to where we can do the stuff that doesn't require a permit.
Just enough to be dangerous.
But we're also smart enough to know what to do so we don't electrocute ourselves. Why do I see Tim watching you get electrocuted for a full minute while he eats snacks on the sidelines while shouting, "You got this! I believe in you!" That is not what Tim would do. Tim would start screaming like, "Holy shit! Oh my god!"
Your dad's gonna kill me.
That. We're not gonna get the freezer.
No, he will kill me.
And put you in the freezer.
In the freezer.
Oh yeah, we're getting, along with the screen printing stuff, we're also getting a big deep freezer, so. Gonna get to store lots of pizza and ice cream. I don't know how to answer that. It does have, like, from what I have seen, there is wiring for ground wire. It's just not hooked up. But that's another reason why we want to change all the sockets, is because everything in this house is pretty much two-pronged. With the exception of, like, 1 or 2 areas that have, excuse me, 3-prong. So, yeah. It's a pain in the butt. Because I go to plug something in and it's like, damn it, this is two-pronged. I can't run my reptile electrics through a two-pronged. Well, I have been. It's been a 3-pronged plugged into a 2-prong adapter, which does not feel safe.
It's a pain.
Yeah. It doesn't fix my problem. Oh, I should probably save this page because I made progress. So yeah, I'm doing some minor electrical work, and so far have not shocked myself. And yeah, my reptile enclosures are almost done. They just gotta, I'm setting them up in my room, and I just gotta do the wiring. This house was built in 1935. It's almost 100 years old.
It was made in 1935 and it was moved. I don't remember what year it was moved, because the house was actually several blocks from here, and they moved it onto this property.
No shit, really?
Yeah, back when it was just the kitchen, the hallway, and 2 of the bedrooms. And the kitchen was the hallway.
Huh.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
So yeah, built in 1935, but moved at some point. Yeah, like everything on this house is a work in progress.
You can tell that all the add-ons and everything were done by hand and everything, because we'll find all these interesting patchwork and stuff. Actually, well done. Probably did a good job.
Add knob and tube wiring. Oh yeah, and at least a couple of the walls, we have been warned about asbestos, so you know we don't go smashing through walls willy-nilly, because don't want the asbestos. How else will I qualify for mesothelioma claims? Hi, PETA. Oh, and PETA's in her new enclosure next to my desk, and she's just been sitting in one corner. I did catch her yesterday sitting on a branch, but for the most part, she's just... Yeah, boy's thinking. Well, I'll do my thinking pose. What else are pockets for? Okay. I started taking my meds earlier, and it's makes me very sleepy, like around 6 o'clock. Or in this case, 7. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, I need to bump the color margin up. Oh wait, I think that's, yeah. I'm gonna put the pants on the same layer. I'll live dangerously. Yeah, I think it's good enough. So looking forward to these two being done with laundry. Oh, I've seen a group of 3 crows hanging around the property. I'm pretty sure they're crows. I also know that there's some ravens around here because I hear them, but I haven't seen them yet. My new goal is to befriend them. I want them to bring me shinies, and in return I will present them with walnuts and acorns, as is tradition. Damn it. Damn it. Enchilada says, "Oh, Tim, your parents are inconsiderate for flying to your place on a Wednesday." How dare they? Especially after I didn't stream on Tuesday. The poor people had nothing. I had my window open earlier while I was doing, while I was prepping my, my enclosures, and I saw the trio of crows just hanging out on the roof behind us, and was calling out to them, saying like, "Hello! You're a pretty corvid." And they just kind of looked at me curiously, so I have their attention. Now to just solidify the friendship, so I may get shinies. Or at the very least, an interesting rock or two. Oh, the joke about the flying out on a Wednesday thing was because Tim live streams on Wednesdays. So Enchilada switches between my streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays and watches Tim stream on Wednesday. But he had to cancel stream yesterday because he had to go pick his parents up from the airport. Maybe I'm not tired. Maybe I'm just not breathing.
I do that sometimes.
I do that. I forgot to drink water until like 3 o'clock today, so up until that point, hadn't had a single drop of any liquid. Was it smart? Nope. Was it intentional? Nope.
Do it. Yep.
I did a dumb thing. It's probably, actually, that might be why I keep yawning, is because I'm probably not hydrated enough. Let me take more water. Aww. I don't know if we get magpies in California. Yeah, Tuesday I got back from, my dad had a medical procedure on Monday, so, I was taking care of him, and driving him to the hospital Monday. So, like, Sunday I went down there to visit with him and help him prep for procedure. And then Tuesday, I packed up and came back. But by the time I got back, I was so exhausted. Water than a monster. I have not bought Monster in a couple of years because my mentor was constantly getting on me because when working on her books, I would drink Monster so I could stay up and keep working. And she was like, you need to stop drinking that stuff right now. Like, okay, Art Mom. I can't do the caffeine. The coffee doesn't... Okay. I can't do coffee. I've tried. The only way that I can do coffee is it has to be smothered and just drowned in chocolate.
In which case you might as well just keep having hot chocolate.
Yeah, it's hot chocolate with a little caffeine. Actually, I'm probably better off just making hot chocolate and putting espresso in it. But I cannot stand the taste of coffee. Love the smell of it. I like coffee-flavored ice cream.
Yeah, for me it was an acquired taste. But, man, once I picked it up, it's like, oh, man.
Also, I don't want to deal with what happens when you have to rely on coffee. Because you and Lee, when you guys don't have your coffee, not fun. Yeah. So...
I don't always need my coffee, but yeah, if I'm expecting coffee and I don't get coffee, it's fine. But if it's, I may have mornings where it's like, yeah, I don't get coffee today. Or, oh, I don't have time for coffee. But if it's like, I'm getting up and it's like, oh man, I'm so excited for coffee. What do you mean there's no coffee? That's when the problems start.
Mel, can you stop by Costco and get 2 coffees, please?
Please?
It's Sunday. Tim, go drink coffee.
Bad idea.
So says the enchilada. Our mutual space Australian.
I'm gonna have a new Patreon soon. What's a Patreon?
My poor Patreon. I need to update my Patreon because I have done stuff. I have made things.
I need to put more stuff on.
I just haven't posted it. I think that's it. I've been having so much fun with Discord that I kind of forgot about Patreon a little bit.
That does happen. I mean, I was getting so overzealous with live streaming that I don't remember what it was specifically, but I was saying, oh yeah, my patrons know I mentioned on the live stream. How many people were in the live stream? 10 people maybe? Oh, okay, yeah, I should probably make a post about that. It's like, oh yeah, I told on the live stream, everybody knows.
Yeah, I have the opposite thing where I'll post stuff onto not Patreon. I'll post stuff onto the Discord and then I'll start talking about Discord stuff on live stream, and it's like, oh yeah, people who are part of the Discord would know. But then it kind of leads into being like, if you're not part of the EC Discord, what's wrong with you? That's where all the cool kids hang out. You'd be a cool kid too if you joined the EC Discord.
Friends would like you, your family would like you, have friends. You know.
Your relationship will get better. Just your hair will grow thicker and longer. You'll finally have chest hair. Or wherever it is that you were hoping to have hair.
To each their own.
Just making incredibly wild claims.
I'll make those wild claims. Am I scared?
Jess is working on a guest art for the EC thing. Which is great, because nobody submitted any guest art. No, I don't like it. Oh yeah, I've heard that, or I've been seeing some different things about apparently they'll just unban themselves. So I gotta go in and change the settings so that it's just people can't use them. Not that I think anybody who is in the Discord now would even bother to use them, but you know, from what I was reading, the bots don't actually work unless somebody, like, it doesn't scrape anything until somebody like interacts with the bot to make it make something. But I'm gonna cover all my bases. So they got banned. I'm gonna go in and mess with the Discord settings after live stream.
Somebody messing with an AI bot or something?
Oh, Discord. Oh, I'm gonna show you how to do this. So Discord partnered with an AI company, and they made some apps and widgets that people in your Discord can use that'll scrape information from your Discord to make like AI generated images and stories and stuff. So there's different stuff going around on how to hinder them. So one of them is to block the bots, which I have all the stuff to block them, so I can help you do that later. But I have been reading things about apparently the bots will unblock themselves if somebody uses the app in the Discord server. So the next step is to, or the next thing that I learned about is you limit people's ability to use the apps in the server, which for the most part, for our servers at least, people aren't playing games or doing stuff on there. They're chatting and sharing their own stuff, but just to stop anybody from possibly ever doing that, you just set it to where it's like, yeah, nobody else but me gets to use apps. Yeah.
Actually, I might already set up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, thank you.
And my stomach says I need a quick break, so I'm gonna save this page and bathroom, and I could stand to drink a lot more water, so I'm more likely to just chug the rest of this glass if I'm not talking. So I gotta open my... One day I will make an actual break screen, and it'll be glorious. It'll be around the same time that I change out my little icon, because I'm getting kind of tired of looking at that same character. There we go. I just love this stupid doodle. It's not stupid. I made it. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna take a quick break. I will be back in about 10-15 minutes. So, let's go to the bathroom, get your drinks and your snackies, and then we'll come back here and hang out. You have like the best timing ever. I'm taking a break, so I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes. I had just unplugged my microphone when you sent that message. 15 minutes on the dot. Wrap myself back up in my tortilla. Double strength tea is delicious. Well, it also depends on the tea. Like, fruity teas, double strength. Fun fact, if you want to make iced tea, it's best to double up the tea, because it tastes much better. Boop. Okay, she's got a line there on her pants. Oh, damn it. Ooh, mac and cheese for dinner sounds delicious. We got leftover taco meat, so probably have myself a helping of nachos later. Oh, I was taking my bathroom break and getting water and stuff. Scrolling on my phone. The local tram system, or the local subway system here, BART. I guess now their line goes to San Jose, which is where Fanime is, and they're gonna be at Fanime. Promoting the anime mascots that they've made. And apparently you can take BART and the San Jose bus system to get to the convention center. So, should I ever decide to go back, I don't have to drive. I can just take public transportation. Yay. Because I don't want to drive in San Jose again. That's... Yeah, I will not drive in San Francisco if I can avoid it. I would much rather take BART. Also, the BART mascots are cuties, so we stan the BART mascots. And close two. Oh, Sacramento peeps. I might, hopefully, be doing a show in September. It's CrockerCon. They reached out to me for exhibiting at the next show, which is going to be an all-day thing on a Sunday. And I applied, so I might get in. I'd love to be able to go to Sacramento for an event, because I don't do fan anime, or I don't do SAC anime anymore. I can drive through Sacramento, no problem. Like, I don't have issues driving Sacramento, but San Francisco, San Jose, it sucks. Yes, I love the Crocker Museum too. I'm hoping, since it's gonna be an all-day thing, Lee and Tim will actually get a chance to walk around the museum, because they didn't get to last time. And it's a good museum. Okay, let's see how I did this. Okay, that's how I did this. Foliage. It kind of looks like it. Yeah, that looks like it. I'm hoping this year, if I can do CrockerCon, I'm hoping I'll have a new real comic, because I'm working on, my goal for this year is to get the 2 mini comics that I've been wanting to do done. The Croc Factory, I believe, is in China. But the Crocker Art Museum is a very impressive art museum in Sacramento. And every year they do something called CrockerCon Art Mix. And it used to be for a couple of hours on a weekday evening, usually a Thursday. And they would have comic artists vend and sell their wares, and people can walk through the museum and enjoy all the artwork. It's a massive museum. And this year they're making it bigger, and it's going to be an entire day thing. And it's nice that they're moving it to a Sunday, because then I probably don't have to pay for parking. And it's very convenient for us because it's right off of Interstate 5, so we can get there pretty easily. I keep forgetting. Oh, that's right. And you know, maybe I need to... Yeah, that looks better. Yep, because last time it was only for 4 hours, I think. So an entire day would be pretty cool. Also, hopefully it means that we can do longer panels, because I was on a panel with somebody and we only got like 20 minutes to do a panel that normally would take like an hour to do. Barely got to cover any of the stuff that we wanted to, but yeah. It's a neat little show, and one of my only profitable events from 2024. At least this time, it's only an hour and a half to get there instead of 2 hours. Or was it an hour and a half last time? I think it'll take us an hour to get there. But yeah, the Crocker Art Museum, it was one of the local art museums that our college professors would recommend that we go to for writing our museum response papers. And like they got a pretty impressive collection. And a cool thing is like the front of the museum, it was originally like this rich person's house. And then they added onto it. So it's like this old style house and then this massive modern art museum attached to the back. Find a picture. Oh, my bad, it's on the side. Copy. So yeah, if you're in Sacramento, it's worth visiting because it's if you like art museums. So, yeah, this is the old Crocker house, and it's connected to this big art gallery through this corridor back here. And it's really cool in this, in the old building, they have a lot of really old, like giant oil paintings that are hanging in there. And then, excuse me, in the main, art building here, they have like, I think it's 3 floors, maybe 4. I think it might be 4 floors of art gallery space, and they do a lot of different expositions. Anyways, they do a lot of gallery showings and stuff. And the last time I was there to wander around, I think that might have been in like 2014. They were doing an exhibition. That's the word. Exhibition. They were doing an exhibition of Norman Rockwell paintings. And if you're unfamiliar with Norman Rockwell, you have most likely seen a Norman Rockwell painting. He was the painter for what was it? It was called The Post. Real big Americana painting dude. But his paintings were massive. Like, oh, here's the one that everybody has seen. He was also known for drawing or for painting the Coca-Cola Santa Claus. Is like, was his bread and butter. So yeah, this is Norman Rockwell. And like his paintings were massive. Like, yeah, Saturday Evening Post. So if I were standing next to this painting in the museum, it was about this big. Like, massive. Some of these paintings were as big as walls. So yeah, that was the last time I was at the Crocker Museum, and I really liked that exhibition. I would go see it again. Also, real upset with myself. We lived an hour away from the Norman Rockwell Museum when we were in Massachusetts. 3 years. We were there for 3 years and never went to the museum. I was very upset with us.
They love that museum.
Yeah, that too.
They had weird hours.
They did. But still, like, major disappointment in us. Well, also the whole COVID thing was still going on. A lot of places weren't open.
Yeah.
So yeah, Norman Rockwell. Really great painter. I also love how expressive he's able to, like, make his, like, paint his subjects. And you can just look at any of his paintings and you can see a story.
How big are his paintings?
About the size of this fucking wall.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I figured it was... You were mentioning huge paintings earlier. I wasn't sure if you were talking about him or not.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about Norman Rockwell. And they have this really cool setup where, this is another painting that he was famous for. It's his self-portrait. If you couldn't tell, Norman Rockwell is one of my favorite early 20th century painters. So at the art gallery, they had this entire scene set up as like an interactive display. So you could sit in the chair here and look at yourself in the mirror and take pictures of yourself being Norman Rockwell. And it was a neat little exhibit thing that they had. If you could travel through states anytime soon. Yeah, I would love to go. Like, I was planning on going back to New England for a couple of weeks last year. And it didn't end up happening because stuff kept coming up to get pushed back, and then the US's airplanes started being dumb. Another airplane crashed today in San Diego. So I don't feel like flying. And it's okay, so for those of you who don't live in the US or have never traveled cross country here, it's a 5 to 6 hour, no, it's closer to 6 hours, 6 to 7 hour flight from SFO to Boston. Depends on the weather, bunch of all that other stuff. But the, to take a train, it takes about 4 days. And it's also, like, it can be cheap, but if it's gonna be cheap, you're gonna be uncomfortable. So I could take a train, and doing the cheapest option, which would put it at like $600 round trip, I would basically get a seat for 4 days and no access to a shower. Which, if I go longer than like 3 days without a shower, I feel gross. And the other option is to drive, which we've driven cross-country twice when we were moving and stuff. So it is possible. We have done it. I would not be opposed to doing it again for an actual, like, vacation. But it is mentally exhausting driving 3,000 miles, 3,000 plus miles, because yeah, it's not 3,000 miles just straight across. But yeah, I miss New England. I miss our friends out there. I was hoping to be able to see them. I try not to go 3 days without having a shower because I feel gross. But like, I've been switching up my bathroom stuff now so that, because it used to be I would take a shower like every other day, but I was doing everything, so I'm breaking it up more now. So it's like, so instead of spending like 20-30 minutes in the shower, I'm only spending like 10-15 minutes in the shower. Maybe 20 if I'm having just a good old disassociation. But yeah, it's like, I'm gonna wash my hair today, I'm gonna shave my legs today, because body hair, it's bad touch. Not falling for like preferred female body standards. I just hate the feeling of hair on my arms and legs. It's bleh. That's another thing that would absolutely drive me nuts, is being on a train and having hairy legs. Like, cross-country driving can be fun. Like, it's just not as fun when you have pets and all of your belongings. Yeah, I do have, I have at least 2 friends who have driven cross-country a bunch of times, and they managed to do it in 4 days, but they were, like, not taking care of themselves, and I'm all about that self-care now. Like, gotta take care of me and this one body that I get. And 4 days of just driving and only stopping for gas would just hurt me. I think the last time when we came back to California, we managed to do it in 6 days instead of 7. But man, the time zone difference is murder. Tim, was it worse going to Massachusetts or leaving Massachusetts?
It's interesting that we were going into the unknown. So there's a lot of extra pressure.
Oh, I meant time zone difference.
Time zone? Oh, okay. Time zone difference.
Like, because we were just baseline, we were miserable for each move because it's moving. And it's moving with a 3,000 plus mile drive. But I can't remember which one was worse when we were driving to Massachusetts. I think it might have been driving to Massachusetts because we were losing.
I remember driving back being pretty mellow.
Yeah, because we were losing like an hour every time we crossed over into a new time zone, and just getting perpetually more and more exhausted the more we would drive. I gotta figure out paper telepathy so I can do what Ian did. Or, teleportation, not telepathy.
Yeah, I've been working on that teleportation thing for years.
Oh no.
Have you seen The Fly?
Yeah.
Of course you have. But have you seen The Fly 2?
Yes. I've also seen the original before Jeff Goldblum. Actually, the original was the first one I ever saw. And then I saw that they made a remake, and I was like, I'll watch this! It's got Jeff Goldblum! And then I was traumatized.
You know what I really liked about that movie?
Jeff Goldblum.
Well, aside from that, just the writing and the way they set it up, because they made him, like, usually they will just have, oh, this genius character, you know, genius, super genius, put this thing together because he's a super genius. But he was a genius, but he didn't actually know what he was doing, and he had things designed by other people, and he was just sort of assembling it all together. And there's the scene where he's saying, yeah, I don't actually know what a lot of this stuff does, I just know that I need it to do these certain things, and I have people all over the world working on it, and then I assemble it here and try to make it all work. And
I'm gonna see if they have that movie at the library.
that was just like a really smart piece of dialogue.
Also, my god, the effects.
Oh man.
Ugh, Cronenberg.
Amazing.
I love me some good practical effects. I really wanted to go into practical effects. But then I was notified that companies don't like using practical effects anymore because they're expensive. But they look so damn good! The money is worth it!
So I became an artist, but now I find out that people don't like hiring artists because it's too expensive to use them.
God damn it.
I know, right? People appreciate real art more now than ever. I think. I hope.
Okay. I think I'm gonna cut it here at 7:30, which is another 30 minutes. Should give me time to finish a bulk of this. But also, it'll give me plenty of time to take down the rest of the shelf in my room and set up the reptile, the reptile enclosures, and then I can start working on wiring tomorrow. Because my poor babies need special wiring. Tim, you're a bloody magician. Where are the teleports?
Working on it for years. I swear.
Oh, Tim, we gotta work on a magician show for you to do here so that we can get some more footage that's not at Cal Magic.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing wrong with Cal Magic, but, you know. Yeah. Like, yeah, this dude can do other stuff besides stage stuff.
Yeah, we can talk to some folks at the kitchen table and put some show on. It'd be fun.
Oh shit, we could probably get some footage at the housewarming birthday party. That'd be a really easy way to get some footage.
Yeah, that's what Justin Plum did. He threw a big backyard party and just filmed the whole thing. He spent the whole day doing scrolling and did a big YouTube video about it.
Oh, 8:30, sorry, not 7:30. This is why I need to end a little early, because I'm getting kind of sleepy. Oh, you were saying?
Oh, just, he put together this, he did 30 videos in 30 days.
Okay.
And that was basically how he got himself onto the YouTube algorithm. This was before any of the adpocalypse stuff. So that was how he was able to get his name out there and blew up. But his first video, one of his first big videos, was basically he threw a big party at his house, invited people over, and just shot video of him doing that.
Hell yeah. And an excuse for you to hand out cards to people at the party.
The cards, maybe. Okay, I think this page is done. Yeah.
Also, I think my aunt and uncle like watching your... Well, at least my uncle did, because my aunt had to go take care of my baby cousin at the Hanukkah party, so...
Oh, yeah.
She didn't even... Her and my cousin didn't even get to see. Oh, and I was thinking you invite your magician buddies and just be... And I was thinking, like... Not like, oh, you're a magician, do a show, but like, if you want to mess with people by just because they don't know. So if you just start making coins disappear and reappear or whatever, just like half of the people are just gonna be like double taking, like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, we got covert magicians here. Have fun, peeps. Who's a magician? Who's not a magician? You don't know. That's... Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I think I just need to walk away from this drawing and look at it tomorrow, and then it'll be ready to post.
Yay.
I think it's speaking of posting, post the previous page.
Secret magicians at a party. That'd be a really funny kind of party thing. Just throw a party, hire magicians, not tell anybody that there's magicians there.
Oh yeah, I've been in that before.
You've done that before?
Yeah, where people hire me. It's like, yeah, I don't want anybody to know that you're a magician. Just go around and start doing stuff.
I love
Very
that.
daily work.
That would blow my little mind. Or like the one guy that made a did that guy know that people, or did people know that guy was a magician? Did he just, because the one where he like threw a bottle out the window.
Oh, that one, yeah.
That would have been so funny to just like, nobody knows you're a magician, just like, oh hey, you want to see something cool? Yeet. That's okay, I'll get it back. Aha, it's got a lemon in it. Like, what? I've told Tim before, like, I have no interest in being a magician, but I kind of want Tim to teach me like a couple of tricks just so that I can mess with people. You taught me how to throw cards.
Yeah, there's
like I'm all in for it for the trolling aspect. Just like, I want to be that person that just sits there and then suddenly making, like, I remember we were doing an art meetup at SAC Anime, and Tim had a gift card from Subway that I guess you guys had just finished using, and you were just keeping the card. And we're sitting there talking, and Tim's just making the card reappear and disappear. And I don't even know what we were talking about, because I was so focused on the card disappearing and reappearing, I couldn't figure it out. And I just want to be able to sit there and, like, magician fidget.
When I was in high school, I used to walk around with a coin hidden in my hand, and it wasn't that I was, or even a playing card, and it wasn't that I was trying to hide the coin. I was just trying to get comfortable with it hidden inside my hand, so that when the time came when I actually had to hide it in my hand, I could do it confidently, because I was used to having it hidden in my hand all the time. Good.
I gotta get back to practicing throwing cards, because that was fun. And the cats had a lot of fun with it too. And now we have more space. I could practice throwing them further.
We could get ourselves a piece of foam and mount it on the wall over there and make a target on it. Just throw cards with the...
Yeah. There's a magician movie coming out where a group of magicians plan a heist. It's called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I thought that came out like years ago.
Well, old, yeah. There's been, I think there are 3 of them.
Did they?
Maybe it's the 3rd one that's coming out.
Are they remaking?
Yeah, it'd be another sequel.
Oh, okay. Rosen wants. What does Tim think of this movie trailer? If you've seen it.
Depends on the movie trailer.
Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Oh, it looked like fun. I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's Now You See Me 3.
Oh, it is Now You See Me. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the trailer.
I got a question. How do you feel about magician movies in general?
I'm kind of hot and cold about them because, like, you know, it doesn't matter what the subject is. Like, you know, like.
I think I could confidently name your favorite magician movie and your least favorite magician movie. Favorite, The Illusionist, or maybe one of your favorites. Least favorite, Burt Wonderstone. Pretty close?
Yeah, Burt Wonderstone. I don't know what I was expecting when we went to see it. I was just expecting it to be funny, I guess.
It's got Steve Carell in it. It
Yeah.
must be funny.
And Jim Carrey. And yeah, it didn't do anything for me. Maybe it was too real. I don't know. I do like The Illusionist, but I think my favorite one is probably The Prestige.
I haven't seen The Prestige yet.
I need to see it again. And it is a movie that rewards rewatching.
I would think The Illusionist too. Like, I want to watch that again.
Yeah, that's a good movie. But,
Also, it's got Edward Norton in it, so.
we need to watch The Prestige.
What about The Prestige?
Yeah.
Oh, the chat is delayed, so they're like, oh, what about The Prestige? Have you seen that movie?
The Prestige is really smart, and they did a lot of stuff that was like legit, like real stuff, with the with a lot of the apparatus and the different props, and like unfortunately killing the canary and things like that. That was legit. The
Poor canary.
there were a few things that they tipped. And it's like, oh, these are they're older illusions, but they're legitimate illusions that still get used. They might be a bit more rare, but they would always put a little twist on it to make it a little bit extra.
Tim's going off on magician stuff. I should just give you this.
I guess I am.
I got nothing to add to this.
I was just about to go back to my desk because I was going to finish posting my page.
But then you started talking about magician stuff.
But then I started talking about magician stuff. But yeah, The Prestige, that was a good movie. Really smart and rewards rewatching. And yeah, they put a lot of thought into that movie.
What's it about?
It's about two rival magicians. And you have the guy that played Wolverine, whose name escapes me.
Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman.
I didn't know he was in that movie.
And
I like Hugh Jackman.
oh yeah, Hugh Jackman's great.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. And it also has I can't think of his name. For Pete's sake, why I am just
Movies?
terrible at names. Tons of movies. Just seeing all these movies. He played Batman.
Oh. Which one? The good one?
The good ones, the recent ones, the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Oh,
He was in Newsies.
I have not seen Newsies. The chat's probably gonna beat me too.
I can see his face, I just can't think of his name. Rises, yeah.
Jonathan.
You've been beaten, Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Yep. Could not think of his name. Christian Bale is kind of an unusual name, but it's a name you hear all the time, so it's like, why can't I remember his name? Yeah. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, and it shows. It's very heady, and definitely requires multiple viewings to fully get what's going on. But oh man. And the thing is, it's like, it's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie.
It is a horror movie.
I mean, the canary dies. Of course, it's a horror movie.
Yeah, but it's a
Oh, and Michael Caine. And
oh yeah,
Roger
Michael
Hansen.
Caine was in it too. Yeah, and Ricky Jay. Does anybody know who Ricky Jay is? Okay, so at the beginning of the movie, there's they're assisting a magician by being Confederates in the audience, and they go up and they tie up the assistant for the escape trick, and they're pretending to be regular people in the audience, but they actually work for the magician. That's what makes them Confederates.
I was gonna say, like, you should tell them what a Confederate is.
Yeah.
I had no idea what that was
Yeah.
when you first told me about it.
A Confederate is a secret magician's assistant, somebody who hides in the audience to help with the show without the audience knowing.
I have never been a Confederate, but Tim has brought me up on stage at Count Magic once, and I was just like, please no.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever used the only time I've ever used Confederates is when I'm performing for other magicians, because at that point we're just having fun and goofing around. But like out in the wild, out doing actual shows, I've never used Confederate. But so the magician that they're assisting is Ricky Jay. Now, Ricky Jay is an actor, or was an actor. He passed away a few years ago. He is an actor, a magician, historian, whole bunch of stuff. And you can probably find it on YouTube. He has a show called Ricky Jay's 52 Assistants. And it's basically 90 minutes of card tricks. And it is amazing. And it's just him talking about the history of magic. It's like, I have 52 playing cards. These are my 52 assistants. Take a look at them. You can see they're all different. And he'll start doing different sleight of hand routines and talking about the performers and the creators and the inventors who came up with these things and how these ideas were developed. And he'll recreate all these classics. And his sleight of hand skills are so good. The stuff he's able to accomplish is amazing. But if you really, really want to get mind fucked, there's a magician named Derek Delgagio. He's on Netflix, and they also put it on YouTube, I believe.
The guy with the sand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I showed you that. He has a show called In and of Itself. In and of Itself. And it is on YouTube. It's about 90 minutes long. Everything he does in that show is original. He doesn't do anything that anybody else is doing. He only does material that he's developed himself, with his small group of creators. And he's one of the few magicians that fools me. Like, I see him and it's like, oh wow, because when you learn how magic is done, there's only so many different effects that you can do. I think there are 13 effects that you can do. You know, production, vanish, transposition, levitation, suspension, things like that. So it's all about coming up with different ways that you can present these illusions and have fun with the audience. And he does some really incredibly clever and very thought-provoking stuff. And yeah, I don't even want to give spoilers. It's just something that you got to experience. I would have loved to have seen it live. Oh man, that would have been amazing.
Into the chat.
Yeah, I think they did 500 performances. It was an off-Broadway show. And yeah, it was incredibly successful, and it was a fantastic show.
I hope the one that I posted is good enough, because...
That's the top one?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. So yeah, enjoy that. And it's one of those shows where you're going to want to sit and not have your phone on. Just...
It is one you have to watch, which is difficult for me because I need to multitask, but...
Yeah.
If you look away, you're going to miss something.
Yeah. The brick.
Can confirm.
The brick and the the whole thing about the book that he gave the audience member. Yeah.
Oh, the letters too. The letters were...
Oh yeah, the letters was crazy.
I almost cried for that lady.
Yeah, that was amazing. But yeah, so go catch yourself a cool magic show. Sit down with someone special. Pour yourself a drink. Turn off the lights. Turn off the cell phones and enjoy an amazing show. All right, I'm going to hand this off to you. I'm going to finish posting my page. If there are any other magic-related questions, I can answer.
And that was Tim's TED Talk about magicianing.
Thank you for saying it was my TED Talk and not my TEDx talk.
Little bit of prestige. Ha! Lol. Prestige. Hi, Tatsu! Hi, handsome little man. You're so cute. Very cool. I learned something. Thanks, Tim.
Welcome.
Tim is a wealth of random magician knowledge. Honestly surprised that you guys haven't had me watch The Prestige yet.
Yeah, I watched it once, and it sat with me for the longest time.
Okay, you could probably answer this because I don't actually know. What is the difference between TED and TEDx?
Okay, TED was a lot of prestige. TED was curated. TED was highly curated. You had, and it was something that started off where it wasn't something they put online. It was a gathering of the top minds, scientists, and engineers, physicists, philosophers, all these people getting together, like the top minds. TEDx is like the little brother sort of thing where anybody can put together a TEDx. We could do a TEDx. So
I haven't been to TEDx. The people want to hear from us.
So you could watch a TED Talk and walk away saying to yourself, "Wow, I learned a bunch of stuff from an expert. This is amazing. I never knew any of this stuff. I just got to listen to an amazing lecture." You go to a TEDx talk and you walk away saying, "Okay, well, some of them might know what they're talking about. Some of them, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a mixed bag." So
I remember listening to a TEDx talk.
Okay, here's an example.
Okay.
TEDx talk. There is a TEDx talk. It got pulled down about why the Earth is flat. There was a flat earther who did a TEDx talk. So the flat earther never would have gotten onto TED. But TEDx, they put on their own thing. And it was all about flat earth. But that one got pulled down. So, but there's an example. Anybody can put on a TEDx talk. There's a couple of TEDx talks where it's like, is this person doing talking about... It sounded more like they were trying to pitch themselves for a date. Like, if anybody wants to hang out with me afterwards, here's a little about me. Yeah. And afterwards, it's like, okay, what? Oh, who are you looking for?
I think it was a TEDx talk. I don't know if it was TED. I think it might have been TEDx. No, it was a TED talk. Sue Klebold did a TED talk. If the name Klebold sounds familiar, it was Dylan Klebold's mother. Dylan Klebold was one of the shooters from Columbine. I thought it was a TEDx talk, but I guess it was a TED talk.
Yeah, that one had some controversy around it.
Oh yeah.
They were like, and that was where people started noticing. It's like they're not curating this very well anymore, because even the modern TED stuff is, I don't know how much longer TED's going to be around.
It was an interesting thing to listen to, but I've listened to some other video essays talking about how she may have
That's right.
known a lot more than
I'm sorry.
she let on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Scarlett Johansson was in The Prestige, and David Bowie. David Bowie played. Oh, God, me and names right now.
Are you sleepy too?
I'm pulled it through.
I forgot what I was doing.
Tesla.
Oh.
You played Tesla.
Paintovers. There we go. I got distracted with this page that I already completed and realized, oh wait, I forgot to do a thing. And wait, I should do this thing too. Overlap.
So yeah, I hope everybody watches In and of Itself and gets their brains blown out their asses. I don't think he says that in the show, but when he's doing card magic, one of his lines is, "That's what happens when your brain gets blown out your ass." Because that's just how good he is. It's extremely skilled.
Damn it. Tatsu, you still have 40 minutes, my dude. 40 minutes. You hear those desperate cries? Like, please, please, Monty, I'm hungry. I'm starving. My little body can't take so much abuse. Tatsu, my god. You're lucky you're cute. Yeah, you know what? That's for the best, cause Tatsu, you silly, silly boy. I don't know if you guys can hear him, he's so whiny. You're so whiny, Tatsu. I don't actually like that. Little man. Little man. Come here. You got something to say? Here. Yeah, he gets fed in 40 minutes and he's just making his displeasure known now. Won't anybody think of the kitties? My poor empty belly. I'm so hungry. Please, people of the internet, make my Monty feed me. Oh, so, me and Lee, we both take care of the cats. So we've, like I mentioned before, Riley is technically my cat and Tatsu is technically hers. But we both take care of them.
I help out too sometimes.
Yeah, Tim helps out too. Sometimes the cats will let him cuddle.
Oh yeah. Sometimes they'll let me cuddle though. Feed them all the time.
Yeah. But they we were struggling between calling like when Lee's referring to Riley being like oh, I'm your, like switching between like mom and aunt, and I was doing the same thing with Tatsu. So now we just refer to each other as Monty. So like I am Riley's mama, but I am Tatsu's Monty. Lee is Tatsu's mama, and Riley's Monty. So whenever we talk to them, be like, oh, is Monty not paying attention to you? Does that upset you? And yeah, I think that's a good fix. And Control Shift E. Control Shift Save. minutes. Alright, good night, Rosen, and I'm gonna be cutting this stream soon. In 4 minutes. And what did I save the pages? I kinda sound like Seuss. That was unintentional, bro.
Yo, what up, dudes?
What up, dudes?
Such a good show.
Reboot chapter 5. And what did I shrink this down to? Resolution 880. Control B and light magic. It is fixed. And I think I got my base colors all done, so I don't need that. I'm gonna save that. And it is now 2 minutes until stream ends. And I need to stretch my poor little back. Ow. Okay. It's been real. Next week is the last of the streams until I go on my 2-week break. So I will not be streaming the first 2 weeks of June because ideally I will not be using internet. Except for just like basic reference lookup. But yeah, so next week, Tuesday and Thursday, I'm not planning on going anywhere, so I should be doing live streams. And yeah, I got the base colors for the characters all done. So yeah, it was nice. All I gotta do is the clothes and the background, because haha, there's a background there. I spent a lot of time on that background. I miss my 3D models. So yeah, thanks for coming. I got a cat to feed soon. Being a major butthead. And I will see y'all in the next stream. So catch you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Later, everybody.
Tim's